Hello, my friends. Sleepy Reader here. I have been tagged in the, what do you call it? The tagging of the comic book that you're most thankful for. I guess starting with Thanksgiving, but still going around even though Thanksgiving is past here in the U.S. I was tagged by Roger69501, a great comic book friend of ours off in the tropical Caribbean of Puerto Rico. And actually, I recommend you look at his comic book he's most thankful for. It was a very interesting autobiographical moment, I thought, that he gave us. A very good video by him. So it's kind of tricky because I think I've shown a lot of comic books that have a lot of meaning to me before. Some of them ad infinitum, it seems. Like the third comic book that I ever owned, which was the first John Buscema Conan comic book. And then my wife got me an autographed copy of it. So I did 2 videos on that. So I'm just going to say that I'm grateful for this comic book, Captain America 150. And the reason is the second comic book that I ever owned as a kid. This is a reader copy I bought sometime probably in the 90s. 149 was to be continued at the end, and I never saw the continuation of it, in which we discover at the very end that young boys are being kidnapped by Batroc and his brigade and sold to the stranger for whatever nefarious purposes he wanted to take young boys off into space with him. But every young boy's fear, right? Some space alien will kidnap you. So I finally own the sequel, the other half of the story. So I'm very grateful for that. And the wonders of through time and space, I'm able to finally read the rest of the story. But I was thinking, in terms of gratefulness, I'm really grateful for some of the great artists that have been involved in comic books over the years. And, I harp on Jack Kirby over and over again, but I'm so grateful for Jack Kirby, and I just recently got a hold of 2 more issues of the Jack Kirby Collector, and I'm quite grateful for the existence of this magazine that just devotes itself to all trivia that is Jack Kirby related. This one's interesting because you get the where'd it go? Come on. In the center spread is the pencil version of the same unused Marvel Mania poster that is then inked for the cover by Jerry Ordway. So I'm very grateful for this. I'm grateful for the existence of some of these great artists through the history of comic books. There's another Kirby Collector that I picked up very recently. So yeah, it's a work of love, I believe, the people who put together the Kirby Collector. And, all these artists, I think they were probably the people who just couldn't help themselves but draw all the time. And often, just did brilliant work, even though it was just a job. They didn't own what they did. They didn't know what kind of future their work would have. But they couldn't help themselves, and they did great work, and I'm very grateful for that. Will Eisner, Gil Kane, John Buscema, just to name a few off the top of my head. Gene Colan is one of the greats who doesn't get talked about so much anymore. Neil Adams, of course, who's still with us. And so many other great people, and then lots of great artists working now. I think now they know that they'll get some acclaim out of it, but still, it's a hard job, and I'm grateful for all the really good artists that we have in comics. So I'd like to tag Well, it's hard to know who hasn't already been tagged, but I'd like to tag a young guy, JALGhul, however his handle actually is supposed to be said, and I'd like to tag solid4stbend. So what comic books or what comic book are you most thankful for in your collection? I'll be back soon with another video. Talk to you guys later.